Good morning. We are talking about training our souls toward Christ-likeness. And that actually, if you don't train your soul, you're going to continue to have the same reactions that you've always had to the stimulus that you've always encountered, the circumstances and all those different things. But if we train our souls toward Christ-likeness over time, then we actually start to change, and we can actually over time, I think, measure the changes that happen in our lives. One of the chief curriculums, I believe, that God has provided for us is the Lord's Prayer. And I want to today just talk to you about what I'm going to call the sacred sigh of surrender. It's a lot of S's, the sacred sigh of surrender. That is that when you pray a phrase of the Lord's Prayer, that sigh in between each phrase, that letting out of air out of your lungs, of breathing another air, another breath of air back in, is you are breathing in your agreement and your surrender to what you're praying. And so, firstly, you, Father in heaven. And then your sigh means that your soul, the sacred sigh of surrender, means that you are agreeing. And maybe you have to say that phrase a couple of times, each one of the phrases. And each phrase, you're surrendering to the truth of this, that you're surrendering to the one who loves you, your Father in heaven, who's not your earthly father. He's perfect. He loves you perfectly. And so you sigh and you surrender to his love. You sigh and you surrender to his authority, because your Father has authority in your life. You sigh and surrender to his leadership in your life. And each one of the phrases that you have the sacred sigh of surrender. And as you do that, praying through the prayer more slowly, your soul begins to sync with the truths that you are praying. And those truths connect you with God and with his resources. Again, with the Friedrich Buechner prayer, you are inviting the tiger out of the cage. You are unleashing a power more powerful than atomic power. This is pure power when you pray this, but when you pray it reflectively with the sacred sigh of surrender. Thanks for joining me.